Clarke University is a small liberal arts school founded in 1843. It has grown rich in tradition in both academics and athletics. But there has been one sport missing from this university's rich tradition: football. Former university president, Sister Joanne Burroughs, spent years helping grow Clarke athletics. In 2009, Sister Burroughs created a task force to study football programs at other schools. The goal? Find out if football would be a good fit for Clarke. After months of research, the study was presented to the Clarke Board of Trustees, and a 5-year plan was put in place to bring football to Clarke University.
Well, there were a number of reasons for starting football. One would to improve enrollment. There's not another program that we could start, academic or athletically, that would bring in 100 new students. And that's ultimately our goal for football, is to bring in 100 new students. And from some of the studies we've done, with every football player brings another half a student. We're not quite sure how that works yet, but some of the other schools that we studied had told us that, and so we're hoping that we find that to be true as well. Without exception, every school said it was the right decision and they would do it all over again. The one piece of advice that every school gave us was to make sure you pick the right coach.
In 2017, Clarke launched a national search to find its first coach. The search yielded over 200 applicants, ranging from a truck driver looking for an opportunity to NCAA Division I coaches.
It's a really unique situation for someone to come in and start from scratch their own program and bring what they need. So we were looking for someone who had a background of success, who could, from the very beginning, set the tone. We certainly needed someone who could work by themselves with a lot of motivation and with a lot of connections and the ability to really get up in the morning and get rolling.
On March 27, 2017, Miguel Regalado was announced as Clarke's first ever head football coach. With no head coaching experience, only a vision of how he wanted to build the Clarke Pride and where he wanted to take them.
We really were looking for the person who would call this the next level in their career. And in Miguel's situation, he had not been a head coach, but he had proven himself with 9 years of collegiate coaching and recruiting, and was really ready for that next step. And the next step for him was to start a program.
Miguel Regalado has one of the country's most innovative offensive minds. While an offensive line coach and offensive coordinator at NAIA powerhouse Baker University in Kansas, he helped the Wildcats make 4 NAIA national playoff appearances and win 4 Heart of America Athletic Conference championships. In 2016, Regalado's work helped Baker run its regular season schedule undefeated and finish as the NAIA national runner-up. Regalado's work earned him a nomination for NAIA Coordinator of the Year. So, Coach, what is the basis? How do you build the foundation for a brand new football program?
I don't know anybody that started a program. I've been coaching for 16 years. I've never worked with anybody that started a program from scratch. So there weren't a lot of people that I could call and say, hey, where do we start here? So to be honest with you, Shelley, everything we do here is starting a culture. There is no culture for football at Clarke University. So everything that I say to my guys is beginning a culture, from the way they conduct themselves in class, the way they conduct themselves in the cafeteria. When they come into the weight room, it is immediately the warm-up and how we take our warm-up serious, how we take every part of practice serious. It's the Clarke way is what we call it. The Clarke way is doing everything 100% with great attitude, with great effort. And so what we're doing is we're building a foundation for when this next class comes in. In 2019, we're going to have 50 more bodies here in August. And so what I'm trying to do is show that class how we do things here at Clarke.
Yes, when we begin to make the playoffs here at Clarke, you will be playing in the elements. You have to be a tough guy.
The Clarke way is the blueprint Coach Regalado believes can carry the program to long-term success. But Regalado stresses Clarke's greatest successes won't be measured by wins and losses on the field, rather by the character of the people who wear the Clarke uniform.
We talk about a lot of life issues with our guys constantly, daily, and it's never just about winning. When you show a kid that's more than football, then they realize, okay, this is a place I want to be. And they realize coach cares about me more than just a football player. My philosophy has always been a player wants to be coached hard. He wants to be held to a higher standard. And that's my job. My job is to get the absolute very best out of them. And then when you start holding them to that higher standard, you'd be amazed how much you get out of kids.
The rookie coach has already made believers of his players that anything is possible for the Clarke Pride if they play together and play with heart, discipline, and conviction.
He is a great guy. He knows how to he handles his business perfectly. He makes everyone on the team believe, and he makes everyone believe that you all have a part. And if you all do your part and do your job, the chemistry of the team, you're just gonna mend and everything's gonna go well.
I like his enthusiasm and then his love for the players. You can show that he shows you that it's more than football. I just feel like he's honest. You're never gonna have to worry about trusting him.
So being a head coach obviously requires a lot of leadership. Define leadership.
I believe leadership is doing all the things that nobody wants to do that are critically important and doing a great job at them. If coach is willing to do them, I should be willing to do them and do them with a great attitude. We do that with our kids. There's nothing I ask our kids to do that I'm not willing to do myself.
Okay, so make sure you're set and ready to go. Trav, you with me on that? Yeah. Okay, let's go to work. All the way down, all the way up, as many reps as you can. Get out of yourself and get in your partner, please. Here we go. One knee down.
On August 31st, 2019, the program will hold its very first game at home against Central Methodist University at Dalzell Field. The Pride is confident they can pull off the hardest feat in college athletics. Be a competitive team from day one.
I cannot wait till the first home game. I think we're going to show a lot of people that we come to play. I believe that there's a lot of people that's going to doubt us just because we're a new team, but I think that game is going to tell a lot about us.
Coming out of the tunnel, just going to have goosebumps and just anxious, just waiting to get out there and flying around on the field.
Oh, I just want to win. I want to win. I think he puts us in the best position to win because he encourages you to work. He makes you want to work. He brings the best out of you.
You know, it's surreal. I've never been in those shoes, so I try to imagine what it's going to be like, and I still can't quite picture it. But I know this. I know that whoever's in that stadium on August 31st, 2019 is going to see a very disciplined football team. It's going to see a very good-looking football team. We're not going to look raggedy. We're going to look very sharp. We're going to play very hard. We're going to play very fast, and we're going to play very physical.
It all started with one mission: to find the right coach. Someone with passion and a commitment to building a foundation. Someone who could lead men and build character.
Miguel has a unique quality about him that he can control a room. He can speak with conviction, and he can motivate. So as soon as you meet Miguel, you know that he can run a football program.
He's very sincere. I mean, he's just not in this to win a game. I think he's in it to build men, and you can sense that in Miguel, and I think that's why his players gravitate toward him.
So when you got the call, when you were at Baker, you get the call about this town in eastern Iowa, it's a university trying to put together a football program. Honestly, what was your first reaction to that?
Am I ready for this? Am I ready for this? I've coached in a lot of football games. I've coached in some very high pressure situations, but saying, hey, you're going to actually come here and start a program from scratch. We don't have a locker room. We don't have a weight room. We don't have football field. We have nothing. That was overwhelming at first. As excited as I was for that possible opportunity, I was a little, can I get this done?
20 years from now, people are going to say that Coach Rigolato started this program. What do you want this program to look like at that time?
I want it to be a power. I want it to be known for a program that wins a lot of conference titles, but more importantly, they're a program that kids stay in. They come there and they graduate from Clarke because they love the program. They love what the football program does for them in their life that helps them become better people after they graduate and better fathers and better husbands, and understand also that they want a lot of rings while they're here as well.
Right on three. 1, 2, 3. Right.